knowing God the Father's ways with you, knowing his heart and what he's after, you can begin to trust the process of Jesus in you. There is nothing he's going to do in you that is not for your eternal good. Now, it may not work out here on this planet. I'll be honest. Jesus lived a sinless life, a perfect life, and they killed him. Most every saint in the scriptures, besides maybe Enoch, went through a lot of suffering. And we are to arm ourselves with that thought, the pruning, that is a period of time of suffering, of missing things that we're used to. And it's healthy. I did a teaching on soul ties. Part of that teaching covers the Isaac and Ishmael concept. And many people struggle as God starts to bless them with measure of success, which I tell you is the greatest test, is success. And I learned something from the Lord, that people will create a soul tie with their spiritual gift. Okay? So the Lord spiritually pours out on them a gift, hands them a gift. We all go through this, trust me. If you haven't, you will. And at some point, he'll ask for that gift back to make sure you're not soulishly attached to something spiritual. Because it starts to make a religious person arrogant. This is how the Lord works. This is how we work when we don't respond to him properly. He wants us free of attaching to anything other than him first. And when that gets out of order, we get out of order. And so when you see him snip and prune back even good things, thank him for it. He is sparing you future humiliation, future issues. Through the things Jesus suffered, the Hebrews writer wrote, he learned obedience. If you don't like suffering, I'm in that party too. But I do understand that suffering produces character. The problem with suffering is our response to it. And this is where I talk about justice. Okay? Luke 18 is a story about the widow who comes to the unjust judge. Okay? That is a parable, is what they call in theology a parable and paradox. Or you can say this is a representation of who God isn't. Make it simpler. This widow is asking for justice. And the judge is like, I really don't care, but she's wearing me out. Okay, on a past judgment for her to have justice over a situation. And Jesus said, hear what the unjust judge said, shall not God also freely and speedily provide justice to his own? In other words, our Father's justice isn't like that unjust judge waiting for us to break under the pressure of it. He hears the day you utter help. He hears you. And by the time that goes out to him and touches his heart and gets back to you with an answer, there's warfare. The book of Daniel talks about this warfare. Daniel read Jeremiah's prophecy that 70 years was fulfilled, and it's time for Israel to be freed from Babylon. So Daniel prays. And it took 21 days for Gabriel to bring the message back to him. He says, the day you prayed, God heard you and sent the answer. But it took me 21 days because I had to fight through the prince of Persia, and Michael had to help me get the message to you. And when I go back, he said, I'm going to have to face the prince of Greece. Some of the delays of prayer are twofold.